of our home, Cal State San Bernardino. We'll introduce you to an amazing student you won't soon forget. We sit down for an unusually personal discussion with Cal State San Bernardino President Tomas Morales, and we'll introduce you to CSUSB's youngest student ever. So join us. Until then, thanks to student producer co-hosts Amy Alvarez and Ginger Hartman, to engineers Amy Alvarez, Chris Burns, and Chief Production Engineer Arnold Robles. My Awesome Empire is a production of the College of Arts and Letters at California State University, San Bernardino, celebrating 50 amazing years of transforming lives. I'm Lacey Kendall. Have an awesome week.
You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF, Moreno Valley.
Ha, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. So just sit back and relax because the show's about to start. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey. This is KCAA AM 1050 and 106.5 FM, and you're listening to Down to Earth Talk Radio. You're on live with Let's Talk Community with Mr. Inland Empire, and I am really loud in my own ear. There we go. It's so good to have everybody back. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on, and we've been having fun. I hope you guys have been having fun too. Want to throw out there, remember to check out our media sponsors. That's going to be Inland Empire Explorer. That's inlandempireexplorer.com or IEShineOn at IEShineOn.com. You can always check us out too at marketsolutionservices.com. And we're also all three on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We have a special announcement before we get to our really cool guest today. He hates to have his name put out there, but the good councilman, Sean O'Connell from the city of Rialto, he is celebrating his birthday today. He's turning yet another year older, but he's another year on this planet here to advocate for the people in the community. So we wanted to give Councilman O'Connell a happy birthday, and we also wanted to let you guys know that if you guys want to keep up with him and what he's doing and see if he is going to seek another 4 years in that crazy city we call Rialto, go to Sean for Rialto on Twitter and Facebook, and you can find him and see what he's doing. He talks more than just about the city of Rialto. He talks about regional and local politics, and he's a good consummate advocate. So check him out. So it's still winter, I believe, or spring or something.
I think that ship has sailed.
We have while we're over here sweating and the sun was still shining when I was pulling into the good old Carousel Mall parking lot, it doesn't feel like winter. I had the windows down. I've had the air conditioning running this week. I am in shorts. Doug Bradley sitting to my right from InlandEmpireLawyers.com. He's in a nice suit. I don't know how he's pulling all that off. There's no tie, so maybe that's how he's doing it. But how are you doing, Doug?
I'm good. I dropped the tie before I came in.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm sorry. I had to represent my Rialto PD fallen officer T-shirt, and of course my One Love IE hat. And you got to go to OneLoveIE.com if you want to get a spiffy, cool hat like I do right here. They make hats, sweatshirts, backpacks, all kinds of cool apparel. And what's really neat about One Love IE is here in the Inland Empire, it means that we love the Inland Empire. But in San Diego and in San Antonio, Texas, it means one love in everything. So great organization. Love that they have branded themselves outside of their core. I got a chance to reach out on a nationwide basis and to continue to pursue a positive image out there. So it's good for those guys.
And
so
it's
you
a
got
cool hat. I love that hat, actually.
Yeah,
we were commenting before I came in about how cool that hat is, and I probably have to order one myself.
Yeah, and you got to let them know that Mr. Inland Empire sent
Of course I would.
No, but it's a Star Wars logo with Mr. Inland Empire on it, if you guys are not watching on our live podcast, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, so even though I haven't seen the new movie for some reason.
I just saw it with my wife a few weeks ago. It's excellent.
Yeah, you can kiss those those date nights goodbye in a couple of weeks, buddy.
Yeah. I have one on the way, so.
Yes, he will be having his first bundle of joy in a few weeks, so yeah, keep him in your thoughts as they progress into parenthood.
2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Well, is that the actual due date?
Yeah, February 29th, leap year, baby.
So you're going to, well, maybe
supposedly.
Maybe
We'll
she'll
see.
go a week after, or she'll come early.
She may come early. We're expecting early. So
that sounds good. All right, so Inland Empire Lawyers. Now, when we first sat down, we've known each other through social media for a little bit longer than actual face-to-face conversations. Yes, Facebook. We now know each other in real life, so we're not lying anymore. But the first time that we sat down to talk about this concept, I kept saying it, real estate agents, but it's lawyers. And where did this all come from? Where did inlandempirelawyers.com, where did you get this idea to want to do this?
You know, it's interesting. I've been working with lawyers for about a decade now. And one of the reasons why I decided to launch this website was it was kind of by happenstance. I actually won the domain name on an auction. And
what did you pay for it?
Undisclosed. It was a business investment. But I bought the domain, which is a great domain name. And I wanted to do something really, really cool with it. And I kept thinking about what the heck I was going to do with this domain name. And I thought, well, why not make just a local resource for local attorneys just for Riverside, San Bernardino County? It's important because a lot of attorneys from Los Angeles and Orange County tend to market in the Inland Empire as if they're local attorneys, but they're really not.
Yeah, when you find out, I want to check this person out. Oh, I've got to drive all the way to Los Angeles.
Right.
That's not cool.
Right. And if anybody's ever driven to Los Angeles from San Bernardino or Rancho Cucamonga or Riverside, it's an hour and a half with good traffic.
Yeah, with no traffic,
Right,
it's forever.
right.
And is there such a thing as no traffic between here and LA?
Believe it or not, if you go between a certain window in the afternoon, you can make it with no traffic.
Wow, there's a daytime period. I have yet to see this period.
Yeah.
So I might actually try this just to see if I can
find
this unicorn called no traffic.
It's not fun. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm just saying it is there.
So, I mean, why not? Why shouldn't people just use Google? I mean, what makes you different? Like, if I Google everything. I Google how to spell words. I'm so lazy now.
Yeah. And at heart, my business is website search engine optimization. So I help businesses and specifically lawyers be found on Google. The part of the problem with just choosing a lawyer from Google is you really don't get a clear picture or a holistic view of what the attorney does, what their accomplishments are, and what their clients think about them. So Inland Empire Lawyers, when somebody goes there and they're looking at attorneys, they're looking at a profile that gives all of what they do. It links out to other profiles that that attorney has, whether it be on Yelp, so you can see what other clients say about that attorney. It links out to other legal directories, which no other legal directory does because they don't want to move the traffic to another website.
They want to keep the traffic at.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just want potential clients to get the most clear picture of an attorney before they pick up the phone. You go to inlandempirelawyers.com, you find an attorney. If the attorney has a YouTube video, it'll be on their profile. If they have a blog, we'll have a feed to their blog directly within their profile. If they have cases that they want to talk about in summary format, we can give the attorney that opportunity. So there's no other legal directory that exists, and I've worked for one before, and I know them all. There's no other legal directory that gives as much of comprehensive information as inlandempirelawyers.com.
And I can actually attest to that because I think our first interaction was you came across my blog, Rialto Now.
Yes.
And you reached out to me and said, hey, I'd love to, do something collaborative with your website. And I'm like, have I gotten so big that other websites are looking for me, or did I just do something right for once? But you also have areas in there where people can find information about various cities within the Inland Empire, right?
Right, specific city landing pages. And what I try and do is I try to populate those pages like the Rialto page with local information or information that's highly specific to just the city. And it serves a couple of purposes, but primarily it helps anybody who's looking for a lawyer in the city of Rialto if they need to know police contact information, if they need to know city contact information, city planning committee, if they need to know something about what's going on in the city, that it's going to be right in one place generally.
Yeah, and you can find that out on Rialto Now. We have all that information.
Yeah, thank you. And on my Rialto page, it links over to the Rialto Now page. So.
Yes, we made that partnership happen,
and
that's one of the things when I created the blog. I created the blog because the local media sucks. They don't cover the city. And I spoke to their editors, and they told me they have no room, no time for us. And I'm like, the city deserves, and started out small and just wanted to put in information that people always ask me for anyway. They're always texting me, hey, who do I call on PD if I need this, or what's animal control's number, or so that those tabs are involved in there. But it's the same premise, giving people information.
Yeah, and that's also what I like to do on my Facebook page, is populate the page with primarily legal information, but usually also information that's hyper local. I like to stick just in Riverside County, San Bernardino County, because that's what people who like my Facebook page or are wanting to find someone local, that's generally what they want to know about. Most major news outlets are reporting on things that are going on in Los Angeles. Well, not everybody lives in Los Angeles,
right?
Can
you tell the San Bernardino Sun that?
Yeah, exactly. So there's nearly 4 million people who live in this Inland Empire. It's a huge community, and there's very little reporting that you'll ever see going on NBC or CBS or ABC.
Someone's got to get killed or something, right?
Something really bad has to happen, and that's all you'll ever hear about is what's really bad happening out here. So rather than negativity, being the main premise of what I'm talking about on Facebook, it's usually regarding legal, some political, but mostly just legal information, legal news. For instance, today, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia passed away.
Is that why Trump was talking about her?
Possibly. So
I saw some stuff pop up on Twitter. Trump's statement about Scalia, and I'm like, I'm just not in the mood today for any political stuff. Just move on.
Trump is difficult to digest at any time.
I'll leave that one there. I'm torn on him. So, but one of the things that, and those of you who have businesses, you really need to pay attention to what he's saying about adding, relevant content to his page on Facebook, is he's figured out the algorithm. Mm. He's figured out what Facebook is doing to get people to find certain things. They have a very specific algorithm that is helping them send you stuff that they think you like. So if you spend more time on videos, they're going to pump your homepage full of videos. So he's working, you're working to put relevant stuff in there that people will actually stop and pause on. So more likely you'll be seen, even, if people have liked you, because there's a lot of people who may have liked your page that don't see it in their homepage, right, unless they go to your page on a regular basis.
That's exactly right. And if you're interested in looking at it, if you go to Facebook and just type Inland Empire Lawyers or inlandempirelawyers.com, you're gonna come across it. And for the audience today, one of the things I thought I'd do is that I'm going to choose 5 people at random. Anybody who likes my page today, I'm going to give 5 people at random a $20 Starbucks gift card.
Whoa.
So just, I know, a little bit more of a promotion here, but anybody just like the page, and you can go to inlandempirelawyers.com and just click on the Facebook link, or if you're on Facebook, just search inlandempirelawyers.com.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Free stuff's always good.
Free stuff's always good.
Especially Starbucks, right?
Starbucks is never bad.
So one of the questions that we were talking about, and I love, and I'm going to say it because I hate most lawyers anyway, is why are most lawyers jerks?
I think there's a perception that most lawyers are jerks, and some lawyers really need to come off as jerks because the clients who are hiring them wants, kind of a bad.
They want the bulldog?
They want a bulldog in their corner, so they want to portray themselves as, they're tough. Most of them, what I've found, and like I said, I've been working with lawyers and for lawyers for about 10 years now. Most of them are very, very good people. They're very easygoing. But when they're hired to do a job, they take that job very seriously, as they should. And I would say the vast majority, I've only bumped into a couple of lawyers who I would classify as jerks anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe other lawyers know more lawyers who are jerks than I do. I don't know. That's probably more likely. But the truth is that they're usually very approachable. They're usually very nice people, and they're typically very understanding of their clients' issues, because they've seen it dozens of times before, or maybe they've gone through it themselves, or a family member of theirs has gone through it themselves. So they definitely try to be empathetic. But I would say that most of them are not jerks.
So that was a leading question. Good job. He's done this before,
Yes,
by the way,
yes.
folks. He's not new. Most of my guests have been very new to radio. He's not new, so.
And any lawyers that are listening right now, you're not jerks. I'm preaching this right now.
Well, I mean, you can say the same thing about most people in most professions. You know,
Right.
my wife as a special education teacher, there's a lot of regular ed teachers that would call her mean.
Right.
But she's not mean. She just doesn't care about your feelings when it comes to the education of a child who's already struggling.
Right.
The parents and that child are her responsibility.
Right.
She became special ed teacher because she saw how underserviced those kids were. So
Sure.
yeah, so if you're not on board with advocating for a child, she's not going to be your favorite person.
When an attorney takes on a client, they're responsible to help them make the best decisions, even if it's the decisions that the client doesn't want to make.
Yeah.
They're helping them through a tough time, and sometimes it's years before that client even realizes that the attorney really did the best thing for them.
Yeah, I agree. And you can say about law enforcement, you can say about
Sure.
doctors. My doctor, Dr. Helmstetter in Baldwin Park, is a jerk, but he is a jerk who made it to where I could walk again. Because
Right.
if that jerk with zero bedside manner wouldn't have done the job he did, I would be missing a leg today. So I mean, sometimes jerks are what you want, I guess.
Sometimes jerks are what you want.
Sometimes.
They're what you need, and unfortunately, sometimes they're what you get.
Well, a lot of times too. If you think about, like, we could take, we go to the far extreme. Someone who's in the military. Nice people don't just run out there and start shooting at people. They don't throw their lives on the line for, about a billion strangers. So it takes sometimes certain jobs just take a certain mindset.
Of course. Of
So,
course.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that I had been doing in promoting today's show was to really get through to people. The reason everyone always asks me as a media and marketing consultant is, why do you just here in the Inland Empire? Why don't you branch out to LA and Orange County? And I'm telling them, first of all, too big. Second of all, there's plenty to do right here in the IE. So many people don't
Sure.
know, let's just take fun stuff, for example. A lot of people don't know what's available for them here. They don't have to go drive for 45 minutes to an hour and a half to go somewhere else if they really can't afford it. They can afford
Absolutely.
to have fun, to enjoy their life and stay close.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that we had been marketing, and I loved it that we brought it up before the show, was, why does it matter to hire someone local? Like, what's the difference between having
That's
a
a good
local realtor versus hiring someone outside of the area?
Well, not realtor.
I did it.
You did it
I
again.
did it.
That's okay.
Armando,
though. That's okay.
Armando from Local Homes for You, this is your fault. A lawyer.
No, so
Lawyer.
it's actually extremely important to hire a local lawyer for a couple of reasons, but I'd say at the top of the list is local lawyers are usually at the local courts all the time. They know the judges, they know everybody who goes in and out of the courts, and they typically have a pretty good relationship with the judge, or they know how that judge tends to decide what the protocol is in their courtroom, so they can maneuver in their courtroom a bit more efficiently than someone who's from Los Angeles or Orange County and thinks that the standard that is in Orange County or Los Angeles applies at a courthouse in Riverside or Hemet or San Bernardino or Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah. And
So-
it's a lot different out here than it is out that way.
Absolutely. It's much different. I've had attorneys in Los Angeles say they like working in San Bernardino court or Riverside court because it is much different here than going to a court in LA County.
Yeah.
So lawyers tend to know the protocol in a local courtroom much better than an outsider would. The other thing is that when it comes down to hiring a local business, when you do business with a local lawyer who this is their office, this is their primary office, those dollars that they get from your case and that they make from your case, they're going to trickle to the local community. It's the same reason why you'd want to hire a local plumber or a local AC guy or anybody else local. When you hire a local lawyer, they're going to get in their car and go to their house, wherever that may be, and they're going to spend money at local restaurants. They're going to spend money at local businesses. When you hire someone who has a satellite office in San Bernardino or Riverside or Rancho Cucamonga, what they're going to do at the end of their day is they're going to drive their car back to their house in Huntington Beach or Pacific Palisades or wherever they're going and spend their money locally in Huntington Beach or Pacific Palisades.
So you're sending the tax dollars outside of your city.
Not only are you sending the tax dollars outside of the city, you're sending just the dollars themselves are leaving where really the business was generated.
Yeah, and so that's not good.
It's not good. It's not good for a local economic climate, but it's certainly not good for other local business owners. If you're going to hire somebody, hire someone local. Choose a local business. I've always been a fan of local businesses and specifically local attorneys for a number of reasons.
That's one of the things we keep seeing in the cities that work out here. Cities we have locally is they're always like, okay, why did we pick this firm to pave our streets that's outside of the city when the firm that's locally was only like $900 off?
Right.
So they, some of the cities keep stressing shop local, bring, support local workers kind of thing. And it too, the more times you support local, the more opportunities for your community to grow and to get more jobs. Because, if lawyers are getting really busy, then they're going to hire
paralegals, they're going to hire secretaries, they're going to hire administrative assistants, they're going to hire local process servers, they're going to hire maybe other paralegals, they're going to hire all different sorts of people, and they're going to consume all different sorts of local goods.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense. You want to just hire somebody local. They know the area, they know the local courts, they know what goes on here. They probably live in your neighborhood.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that. One of the council members who I'm very good friends with in the city of Rialto, Councilman Palmer, he's also a property evictions attorney, and he was an attorney, then a judge, now an attorney again, and a council member. So, someone like him, he would have a very good lay of the local system because he's worked in all different facets and he's also an elected official. Yeah. So, it just works to your benefit. So,
of course, absolutely.
Now we have a little bit of time. I wanted to talk about what did you think about, because we brought this up, we were trying to bring an attorney in today, but because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, everybody was too busy because they wanted to spend money on their sweethearts, which I get. But
understood. What
do you think about this? We were talking about this on Facebook, about this whole thing of that Shankman law firm has been suing cities because they don't have those equitable, they don't have the right mixture of ethnicities on their city councils. They're actually suing cities to force them into districts because apparently districts are more fair to minority populations, and they're going after these cities that do not have a minority representation on their city councils or the city boards. And one of the local cities to be affected by this is a very, very small city of Wildemar out in Riverside County. And when one of the council members, who is Hispanic, said we're going to have to go to districts anyway because it's too expensive for us to even just to prove that I'm Hispanic and that we do have that representation, it's too expensive. So what do we do when we have attorneys like these situations where it's like they're killing us? We have a caller.
Oh, cool.
Oh. Go ahead. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is
Jeff. Jeff, I'm not placing the name. Jeff, how's it going?
It's doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good. What's on your mind today?
Hey, I got into a fender bender, and I was kind of just wondering, where I would be able to find a good lawyer.
Where could you, Doug? Where could he find a good lawyer for a fender bender?
Was the fender bender local? Was it in San Bernardino or Riverside, or
was it here in the Jeff? Was it here in the Inland Empire?
Yes, I live in Fontana.
In Fontana, okay.
Yeah. So if you do go to inlandempirelawyers.com, you can go to. There's a page specifically set up for personal injury. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice at all. Make that very clear. I'm not giving any legal advice. But you can go to that website and click on a page that will show you injury lawyers that are physically located specifically in the Inland Empire. if there were injuries associated with it, that's who you'd want to talk to right away.
Yeah, and you want to make sure, and in my opinion, I've never needed to use an attorney before, but it can get kind of sticky if you have a lot of loss or injuries and stuff, because
yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know this already, but personal injury attorneys generally work off of contingency, which means that nobody pays anything to the attorney until that attorney either wins by verdict or settlement.
Yeah, so they get their money out of
all of the cost of the litigation, all the cost of the negotiation, all the cost of depositions, everything is fronted by the attorney. And then at the end of the case, whether it be settlement or verdict, they take a portion of whatever funds are awarded to that plaintiff directly from the settlement or from the verdict funds.
So thank you, Jeff, for calling.
Thank you. That was a good question.
That was totally random. I wasn't expecting any callers.
Well, it's good when you get a caller, right?
It was growing. Things are growing very well. We had a lot of callers last show, and people are listening. So Jeff, I know you got cut off there, but if you're still listening, go to Inland Empire Lawyers on Facebook and like the page and get your Starbucks gift card. So. That's right. Any
5 people at random will be chosen to get a $20 gift card. So
the reason why the districting thing stands out to me, because someone who I'm a public administration major in college, and looking at districts, the cities that do have their councils broken up into I'm only responsible for this section of the city versus the entire city like everybody else, it just tends to create these issues where the whole city is not getting properly represented. So this whole new legislation and this one attorney, this one firm that seems to continually be the only firm, pushing this, it just seems to like it's hurting more than it's helping.
Yeah, and I've heard of something kind of similar. I hope it's not too off topic, but there was an attorney, and there's probably a ton of them years ago, who was going after local small businesses for ADA compliance.
Yeah, there's another one too.
Yeah,
another opportunity where they're using a law,
right,
and they're just
and they're killing the business.
And it appears to be like they're not doing it for anyone's benefit.
Right, right. That's the way it appears to be. And it sounds like it may be a similar issue. I don't know what the politics behind it, obviously. But if you have, lawyers filing these lawsuits kind of not on behalf of anybody specifically, you've got to kind of question their motivation.
So those of you out there who, live in these cities that's happened to or happening to, I think San Juan Capistrano is the most recent victim. I was listening to KFI, AM 640. I'm plugging another radio station. But I was listening, and it sounds like another victim. So it's just, I'd be supportive of your counsels. And people, if you're voting on the color of someone's skin, it's not going to help you out. Vote for people's content and character, and get to know the people you're voting for.
That's good advice.
That will be the best parameter. So I wanted to thank Doug.
Thank you
for coming in today. This was really cool. We're going to have him on again. We're going to get an attorney in this share.
We will.
So if you are out there listening and you would love to hear an attorney on a specific topic, let us know, and we will work to get someone in that chair that's relevant to what you guys want, because we're here to bring topics to you guys want to listen to. I don't want you guys just to hear me drone on and on about stuff that's important to me. So before we go, we did get a chance to start working with a really cool realtor. His name is Armando, and he's with Local Homes for You. And Armando Local Homes for You makes it so easy to work with them, because even before we started working with them, my wife would go through and she would look at their listings on social media, and they give you as many pictures as I've ever seen any listing agent give. They give you the information you want, and they're not pushy, and they're actually, you can text them and they will talk to you. You don't even have to phone call them. They will let you text. And if you text FTHB, that's just FTHB to 562-234-9057. That's area code 562-234-9057 for the 411 on any property, to see how you can buy it with no money down. And they're serious. They have a way where you can buy a home with no money down. So you check out Local Homes for You on Facebook, and you can also go to localhomesforyou.com. So once again, we want to thank Doug from Inland Empire Lawyers.com.
Thank you
for coming in today. And we want to thank all of our listeners for being awesome, being here and listening with us today. You can also go to Mr. Inland Empire on Instagram. I want to see some more likes on there. And also, Let's Talk Community on Facebook. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is 1050 AM, KCAA Loma Linda, and 106.5 FM, Yucaipa.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
All-Star Saturday night going on in the NBA. The festivities include the three-point shootout, the skills competition, and the much-hyped slam dunk contest. One event already in the books. Karl Anthony Towns, your winner of the skills competition. We are now in the three-point shootout. A busy day in college basketball. Their first